So next up, we've got Sue Papadoulis.
And also worked with the world's media. You know, we got Western Australia onto the front page of the New York Times travel section, brought The Amazing Race to Australia, worked with BBC, some amazing publications around the world, and generated probably millions of dollars worth of free publicity for the state. So lots of fun, lots of hard work, but, you know, it was a really, you know, I felt very blessed, I think, to have that job because it was something that I really believed in. You know, I really did believe that Western Australia was a world-class tourism destination. And working in PR, I think sometimes you do have to have that connection to what you're doing rather than promoting something that you don't necessarily believe in.
That's very true. I've had a lot of opportunities to promote things, but if I haven't had my heart in it, I've, you know, politely declined. Now, yeah. The thing about the tourism job, which we've got a lot of probably quite small business owners in the room, and I imagine you had quite a big budget and probably quite a lot of staff that would help you achieve the sort of level of publicity that you achieved. So nowadays, though, you do have advice and tips for people. I mean, some principles apply, but I guess what I'm getting at is time effectiveness. Like if they're thinking PR, they're trying to generate media coverage, where is their time best spent?
I didn't actually have a huge staff. I'd like to think I did, but the Western Australian government budget didn't stretch that far, I can tell you. So we did have to be pretty savvy with the activities that we undertook. And it sounds like the trip that you went on around the world was probably undertaken with support from various government organisations, I think, who take journalists on trips, etc. But for small business operators, you know, I recommend to people they should be sending out maybe a press release once a month, and you don't have to take on the world's media and try and do everything and spend hours and hours and hours on it. In fact, what I tell people is I offer various training programs, and once you've done my training, it really should take you no longer than maybe 2 or 3 hours a month to be generating some media. And it's amazing what you can actually achieve in that amount of time once you understand how to write a press release and get all that, you know, set. It's quite easy to write a press release in under 15 minutes once you understand how to do that. And then, you know, make a plan to contact maybe newspapers one month and radio stations the next month and TV stations a month after that. And then it's just a case of finding, you know, a handful of journalists. Again, you don't need a list of 1,000 journalists. You just need, and I find myself with the publicity that I've personally generated for myself, which includes being on a current affair and radio stations around the country, I've probably got between 5 and 10 journalists who work really well with me, so I don't send my press releases out to massive media lists. It's just being really targeted with the time and energy that you put into it, and you can achieve some amazing things quite easily. And just on that, a current affair segment that I managed to get, that was probably the easiest thing I've ever done from a publicity point of view, and that was because I got the right story matched to their target audience.